Greetings from a very, very cold Davos this morning, and it is snowing as you can see. Joining me now for a perspective on the energy and commodity markets is Fatih Birol of the IEA. Mr. Birol, always a pleasure. Many, many thanks. It's snowing here in Davos. But what's the outlook now as far as the energy markets are concerned in 2025, given all the developments that have taken place?
Huge geopolitical tensions around the world, but when we look at the markets, the market fundamentals, supply, demand, and price, normally we should expect a comfortable year, 2025. In terms of oil, for example, demand of oil is getting weaker because of Chinese economy slowing down mainly, and a lot of electric cars coming in the picture. And in terms of the production, we see huge amount of oil coming from US, Canada, Brazil, from the Americas, American continent. And as a result, we expect, as we said also last year when we were here, a more comfortable market. And as you know, in the Middle East there is a war, and oil prices are still $70 in the past. Remember, when there was 1/10 of this tension or conflict, oil prices rocketed up, and therefore comfortable oil markets, and same for natural gas markets, especially starting from 2026 and beyond, because again, huge amount of LNG coming from US and Qatar, 2026, 27, 28, and the countries like India, major LNG importers, should make their calculations according to the new wave of LNG supply coming from these countries.
Well, I'll talk to you about the LNG supply in just a second, but let's talk about the implications and the impact of what's happening with sanctions on Russia and how that's expected to play out as far as the energy markets are concerned.
So the sanctions on Russia, how far it will go and how long it is going to last is still not clear. And it's also not clear if there will be additional sanctions and at which level to Iran. This can have an implication for the oil picture I have highlighted. But leave aside these geopolitical issues, when we look at the market fundamentals, I expect 2025 would be a rather comfortable market. A
comfortable market as far as oil prices are concerned in 2025, given the supply-demand dynamics.
Like 2024 last year.
Like 2024, absolutely. But let's talk about the promise that President Trump is making now and how that could potentially impact the energy markets as well.
So these are very new announcements coming from the United States. We need time to see how these are going to affect the markets. One needs to look at it and study the impacts.
Absolutely. Assessment required at this point in time. India. Let's talk about India. We've got the India Energy Week coming up in February as well, both in terms of the market, also in terms of renewable capacity and the aspirations that India has. How are you looking at the story today?
India's economy needs to grow, continue to grow at a good pace. India is a very important member of the international community and has obligations for addressing the environmental issues as a developing nation. But in that context, I expect India Energy Week will be very important, especially highlighting the growing role of clean energy playing in India. According to our numbers, the clean energy investments in India 2024 last year increased by 40%, 40%. As such, India is one of the global leaders of clean energy investments around the world, especially for renewables. But my expectation from India is hopefully India will soon give an even more serious look at the electric cars.
More serious look at electric cars, but you also believe that 2025 is going to be a breakout year as far as nuclear energy is concerned. In fact, you put out a report saying exactly that. What's the case there?
Yeah, I mean, after the Fukushima accident in Japan, the appetite for nuclear around the world a bit died down. But 3 years ago, we said nuclear may make a comeback. And now, as of this year, 2025, I can confirm you that nuclear is making a comeback and a strong comeback. I give you a couple of reasons for it. 2025, this year, the amount of electricity produced from nuclear power will be the highest in the history.
Okay.
We have never seen such a big growth. Second, there are, as we speak now, more than 60 nuclear power plants are under construction around the world, the highest number since 30 years, 3 decades. And the third one is small modular reactors are, according to our analysis, they are going to hit the market around 2030. So these, when I put all of them together, nuclear being a secure and clean electricity source, I see bright prospects for nuclear power.
And a breakout here in 2025, as you point out. But, let's look at some of the risks as well at this point in time overall, as far as the markets are concerned. You talked about electric mobility. You also talked about data centers and, of course, what AI is doing. What is that going to mean in terms of consumption and also meeting needs of some of these growing areas?
The AI will have two different roles in the energy system. On one hand, for the AI, for the data centers, to run them, you need electricity 24/7. So it will be another driver of global electricity consumption in many countries where there is AI. I work very closely with, for example, Infosys.
Yes.
We look at these issues very closely. This is one role. The second role is AI, the artificial intelligence, can help us to run our electricity systems in the most optimal way. AI can help us to find the most cost-effective way of battery chemistry, so then bring the price down. So two roles for AI. On one hand, a real consumer of energy, and at the same time, on the other side, making energy use much more efficiently and energy production much more efficient and much more smart.